Ladies and gentlemen, well, thanks for tuning in for another quick channel C.G.E video. Today I am more than honored to be behind the wheel of this 2006 model year Cadillac DTS. I did a review of this same car previously. I'm not exactly sure how long ago, but it's been a while. And it was one of my first videos and one of my more inexperienced videos. I didn't like the way it turned out, but I kind of put it up in a hurry. Needed a video up. One of those deals. So even though I wasn't too happy with the quality of it and the way I reviewed it and the platform I used, got a lot of views, I gotta tell you. And I've met and gained a bunch of followers and met some cool people from that video in the comments and everything. But yeah, I felt like this was a good time to come back with this car since I can and do another review, sort of an update thing. But anyways, again, this is a 2006 model year Cadillac DTS. This is the first year they started the DTS instead of the DeVille, and they switched nameplate and did the restyle and replatform of the car. Although it still has the same basic North Star V8, it makes about 275 horsepower and 300 foot-pounds of torque in this case. There were a couple different variants of North Stars. There was one that was a more high-performance version of the North Star. This same 4.6 liter though, but as Motor Week stated it, they put a more European tune on it, whatever that means, and that made it more like 300 horsepower and a little less torque, like 290 foot-pounds or something like that. But anyways, this is the normal front-wheel drive variant. There was also the rear-wheel drive variant that made a few more horsepower, a few more foot-pounds of torque, but it was set up and it was only used in the rear-wheel drive cars like the STS and the XLR and those other Cadillacs. But yeah, this is the front-wheel drive, transverse mounted V8. Really maintains that Cadillac heritage. Cadillac was known for being one of the very few to do this, where they would stick a V8 in a big sedan sideways and make it front-wheel drive. You didn't see that very often at all, especially back in the day. But now a lot of cars are front-wheel drive, so doesn't have that. It's not as special as it used to be that they do that, but it's classic Cadillac, and it's a V8 and it's front-wheel drive. That's pretty cool that they can pull that off. And some people don't like the front-wheel drive platform of the car. I know I've seen people online kind of complain about it, but I think a lot of people feel the same way I do at the same time, where it's that kind of classic feel. It's kind of unique, and it's cool, It's cool. But anyways, this 32 valve North Star V8, I love it to bits, to the point where I was actually looking at Cadillacs for myself. I almost went in on a 2001, 2000, maybe 2002, I forgot the exact model year. I'll flash a picture up of one similar, but it was a early 2000s Cadillac Eldorado, which is the two-door, but it has the same drivetrain and engine as this car does. I almost went in on one, and the owner decided he didn't want to sell it to somebody as young as me. So, oh well, but I like the car I got anyway, it's alright. Handles great. I mean, I'm going around some curves right now, and it's flat for what it is. I mean, it's a luxury boat, so you expect a little bit of floatiness to it, but, smooth and floaty, but it's not at all. It really is flat, and it feels kind of performance-minded almost in its own unique way when you get on a windy road. And of course, having almost 300 horsepower at your disposal is nice. And for being a 4,000-pound vehicle, 4,000-pound sedan, it really feels good. I mean, you can tell it's a 4,000-pound sedan, but it's kind of a neat feel to be driving a big boat, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it doesn't feel too boaty, kind of, if you know what I mean. Remember, I'm not a professional car reviewer. These are just amateurs, so I'm just giving you the feels, what I feels, whatever. But, of course, there's the interior. I mean, it's a Cadillac, so it's got to have a nice interior, right? Well, this definitely does, and especially at the time when it was new in 2006, it was a very, very nice interior. Being 10 years old, it doesn't have a nav screen or anything like that. Some of the newer DTSs had that available, but this has a lot of high-tech features for its time, like a crash sensor up on the hood, or whatever they call it, crash sensor, object sensor for the front and the back, which is now a standard thing, or has been a standard thing now for a little while, but at the time it was not required, but they had it in this car. It has a 6-disc CD changer, all that kind of stuff, XM radio, auxiliary input, which was kind of rare to find on a stock car too then. It has the phone capabilities too, and it's not like Bluetooth where it will connect to your mobile phone, but it has, like, it'll be its own line sort of a deal. I think that works through OnStar too. I'm not sure how that works, but it was a General Motors thing, and this was like right when it first came out. It was available in all the DTSs, which was also kind of cool. I just love the way this car feels on the road. It rides beautifully. It's really smooth, but at the same time you get this performance, a little bit of a performance sporty feel to it, even though it's such a big vehicle and it's a Cadillac and you don't expect it to be have any performance, in particular performance mind to it. But this does have a little bit of a performance mindset to it. I love this car to bits. This is so much fun. Okay, so for an update thing, at the time that I reviewed this first, there was not this issue, but now it has a little bit of an overheating issue. It's not really a big deal. It's very isolated. It seems to only happen when I drive it, frankly. Just when you are, it seems like when you're at certain speeds or you've been loading the car a lot, or if you've been idling for a while, it will start to climb, and it's climbed a lot. It's something that really makes it climb, though, I notice there's two things. And one is like when you're going like steady for a long amount of time, like 45 or 40, that'll usually get it kicking up. And another thing is when you've been idling for a while, like I don't know how long, and then you take off, you don't have to be punching it. You know, you could be just using 2,000 RPMs or whatever, just doing a normal takeoff. Even though, everything's normal, after you've been idling, when you take off, that's when it starts to really overheat. And I mean, we've had it close to red before, and that's not good at all. And I don't know, there's got to be something going on. At this point, I'm thinking it's the cooling fan relays. The one looked a little iffy, and I think they just need to be replaced. Might as well. They're like $10 a piece for the relays. It looks like there's actually 3 relays for 3 different fans. I don't know what's up with that, because I only see 2 cooling fans up front, but maybe there's another one or an auxiliary or something I don't know about. But so I'll probably do videos of that in the future if and when new relays go in here, and as we go and try to figure out what the reason for this isolated overheating issue is. Another thing it could be, which I hate to think it and I hate to say it, but it could be head gasket. North Stars were known for blowing head gaskets. Not, that also seems to be somewhat isolated, although it was a very popular problem to have around 110,000 miles in that area, 100 to 120,000 miles. And this car has about 96,000, so I can see where it might be starting to have an issue. You don't even have to gas it to go fast, honestly. I'm already going over the speed limit, and I got like a little over 3,500 RPMs, so it's amazing. Honestly, if anybody came up to me and said right now, if there's any car you could have to commute with, like if you had to drive a ways to work, I suppose, what would be the car you would pick? And I honestly would pick this of any car. I would have loved to have one like it or similar, another Cadillac, but things didn't work out. Maybe in the near future I will own one, but that's how much I love this car, is that I would own one. Honestly, I would, and I seriously contemplated buying one more than once. But other than that, this car's held up great. The owner of this one drove it like almost 20,000 miles a year for 3 or 4 years straight right after they bought it, which is incredible. And it's held up great. Honestly, there's been no big issues that have gone wrong with it. There's been a few things, one point it had to be towed. This did have a new transmission put in it right about when the owner bought it at about 30,000 miles. I think that was a fluke, though. I mean, it's amazing how it's held up, honestly, because it's gone through a lot. It's gone through many New York winters with salt and everything. The body still looks good. It's not perfect. It's far from perfect, but it's really held up nice, and I would recommend it to anybody. Honestly, I would, because I just love this car. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick little review / update sort of a thing. Give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy, and comment down below anything you feel like commenting. Also, watch for new videos every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I always have a new upload go up then. Also have midweek uploads go up a lot at random times, so be sure and subscribe to see stuff whenever it happens here on the channel. Let me know if you want to see more reviews too. I have some kind of lined up. I probably will be doing, so you know, I'd like to hear your feedback on what you think and how I can do them better, honestly, because I'm new to this whole thing. But anyways, again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. God bless and have a good one. I haven't talked about is the interior. No. There was a cop. I didn't do anything though, I promise.